Hello YouTube, my name is Nick, and today I have another one of those cool videos to bring for you today. Got another Nick's Metal Picks stuff. I know it's a terrible name, but I like cheesiness. That's part of my facade. So today I have a certain bundle of genres to bring to you. I have 3 albums, 3 CDs. I didn't really want to show vinyl or cassettes or anything. It's been finally turning into fall and winter. It's been cloudy and rainy, and it's getting cold, and it's jacket weather, and I've been kind of down in the dumps anyway, so I thought, why not make this video right now, because I've been planning this one anyway. So we're gonna have some moody, depressing, emotional albums to show to you today. 2 of them are kind of more well known than the third. One I have kind of mentioned before. I think it was in one of my collection update videos, but I think it's worth showing again because it fits so perfectly with the subject matter for today. So the first one I'm going to show you, probably everyone who's ever listened to doom metal knows this album, and it's one of my personal favorites, and I kind of have a little anecdote to go along with it. This first one is Ahab the Giant. This is probably my top 5 favorite albums ever. Very long album. Anyone who knows me knows that Ahab is my favorite current band that still makes music. Their evolution throughout the years has been just jaw-dropping and heart-touching and just mind-numbingly heavy and depressing and moving music to the point where it's kind of almost unparalleled. Ahab holds a special part in my heart and in my brain and in my ear. This album, again, is very long. It takes its time to do what it wants to do. It has a bonus track on here as well. There's also another bonus track on the vinyl. It's an okay song. But the meat of this album is just so gloomy, and the lyrical subject matter is just jaw-dropping, heartbreaking. I actually, I think it was 12th grade, I had a creative writing class, and I did like a 10-page essay just on the lyrics of Aeons Elapse. That's how much this album means to me. The lyrics on that song are just... it's very close to my heart. I've showed this album to pretty much everyone I've ever known, and I've yet to find someone who doesn't like it. It's one of those albums that you don't have to like metal to like. I've showed this to my friends, my parents, my grandma, my sister, and everyone loves this album because everyone loves Ahab. Hopefully you know this album. This album is very special to me, so I just thought I'd mention it in this because, you know, I could listen to that album forever and it's still just as depressing as the first time I heard it. So this next one is the one I kind of have shown before, and once again I will not try to say the album name, but this is, I believe this is the only album from Illsite as this video is recorded. It's in Italian, I believe, so I'm not going to try to say it because it is kind of a long title. If it was short, maybe I'd try it. But this is like the perfect... like, this isn't so much a winter album, this is much more of a fall album to me. Really dark, rainy, cold weather. Just listen to this and try to go to sleep or something, because this will just change your life. The guitar tone and the vocals are just heartbreaking and soul-crushing and spine-tingling. Just, you will be a different person after you listen to the entirety of this album. It's pretty long. Every song on here is, I think, over 10 minutes. That's not the intro or outro. There's actual pianos on here. There's kind of clean singing, kind of like shouting, I guess. There's not really many like DSBM-esque screams, because this mostly is DSBM. But the atmosphere on this just takes you aback. It will cleanse all of the feelings that you have and replace them with negativity and horrible, skull-crushing depression, and I couldn't recommend this enough to anyone who likes sad stuff. This is on Self-Mutilated Records. So yeah, if you like really unique kind of DSBM, kind of ultra influential and kind of genre shaping depressive stuff, definitely check out Illsite with whatever this says. I'll put everything in the description as always. You know, it's what I do. And this last one, I kind of sped through the first two because I kind of have mentioned them before, and this next one is essentially why I made this video. This is an album that means a lot to me, and I always come back to this album no matter what time of year it is, what the weather's like, how I'm feeling. But this is a more unknown band. They just had an album come out on Avant-Garde Music, I believe. This is Plateau Sigma with The True Shape of Eschatos. See if you can get that in there without the weird glare. But this is like mostly doom death mixed with some of the most ethereal, gorgeous, horrifically depressing, and eye-opening atmospheres that have ever been recorded to music. I can't recommend this album enough. Their first EP was amazing, and this blows every other doom death, death doom, funeral doom album out of the water ever. I don't count Ahab in there because they're kind of more sludgy funeral doom. But the atmospheres on this are so unique and so incredible, and you kind of just have to trust me on this. I'm usually kind of a hyperbolic person anyway, but this is probably in my top 5 favorite albums ever. I listen to this probably once a week before I go to bed or in my car. If you really trust me and you've found music on here that you liked that I filleted here on this channel, buy this album without listening to it. When you get it, put it in your car and go for like a rainy midnight drive, and this will absolutely change your life, I promise. You just gotta trust me on this. This is more of a nighttime album than any other album I've ever heard. The emotions that you get out of this are unlike most that I can think of. I believe most of the lyrical content is war-based, like early World War I or something. And it just makes you feel so vulnerable and human. And when you really get into like the couple times that you listen to this and you read the lyrics and you just absorb all of the thickness of the ethereal guitar tones and the effects and the woodwinds and the pipes and all the tertiary instruments, it really makes you feel like you're just lying in a muddy grass field as a soldier back in those days, just looking up at the stars and realizing that you're essentially meaningless and your life means nothing, but you can try to make your life worth something by just doing what you're supposed to do. It's very hard to explain the kind of emotions that this gives me. I couldn't recommend this enough. If you're in a negative mood, or if you want to feel some sad stuff, or it's that kind of year that you like some really atmospheric doom death unlike anything else you've ever heard, please do yourself a favor and listen to this. Listen to this before anything else that you listen to. Their first debut EP was pretty amazing. Their album that came out after this I was less than thrilled with, but it's still pretty good. But this is like the quintessential doom death album that I could ever recommend. I can't press enough the atmosphere and the instrumentation on this album. If you just listen to one song on here, either listen to Stalingrad or the instrumental track Ordanis Supernova Sex Horarum, that song will change your life, I promise. If you do that thing where I said, put this in your car and go for a drive, the fourth song, Ordanis Supernova Sex Horarum, will just... It'll change you, man, I promise. More of a serious video than I'm usually accustomed to making, but I really mean it. This album I cannot talk enough about. I can't wait to see what they do in the future. Their newest album just didn't really click right with me. It's very, very short compared to this. This is almost 70 minutes, I think. Their new album is shorter than their debut EP, which kind of... it just felt incomplete. But this, they threw everything at the wall and hope it stuck, and by God did it stick. Just trust me on this, and I think that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully you trust me, and you go check out any of these 3 bands. If you don't know Ahab, then you might be new to the channel. Ahab's been there since the beginning, I think. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much, say too many things over and over again, or say the same things about each 3 album, because I kind of just let my mouth talk and turn my brain off for a minute. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll probably do a collection update here in a little bit, because I have some super cool stuff. One thing I never thought I'd get, I got, and I'm super hyped. So look out for that, and I'll see you next time. Mwah.